Hi everyone, it's Gina from Gina K Designs and welcome back to another 5-minute cards video. Today we're going to turn this beautiful Spectacular Sunflower Layering Stencil into a coneflower, and I'm going to give you some tips and tricks on using a gel pen. To begin, I've got a piece of cardstock here that measures 3 3/4 of an inch by 5 inches, and I'm going to tape that down onto my work surface. Once I have that in place, I'm going to start with layer 1 of this Spectacular Sunflower. I'm going to position this so on the right side you can see the entire petal, but on the left side it's cut off. It's cut off a little bit on the top and the bottom as well. Now if you wanted to do a whole card front, the top and bottom would fit, but I wanted to do a layered panel behind this and then adhere that to the card base. Now my first color is Plum Punch, and I'm going to start right in the center on the plastic and then work my way out in a circular motion to create a lot of depth and dark color close to where the petals would appear to be coming out of the flower. And then as I continue to work my way around, I'm getting a little lighter handed, and the color is getting lighter as it works its way toward the edge of the petals. If I need a little more ink, I can just run the brush over the center of that flower because you see that ink sitting on top. I can grab a little bit of that if I need it. And you can see now I've got beautiful depth, dark in the center, and light along the edges of the petals. Now once I'm done that, I'm going to peel off this stencil and you'll see how beautiful and all the depth that you get just with one layer. This would be beautiful all by itself, just stamping something in the center or adding a little color in the center. Here I've positioned layer 2 on top and I'm taping it down the same way that I did with layer 1. Now for my color, I'm going to be using Edible Eggplant this time. Edible Eggplant is a perfect companion color to Plum Punch. It's a darker version of that, and it's going to create beautiful depth on this flower. So I'm inking up my brush, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm starting on the plastic and then working my way out in a circular motion all around that second layer of that stencil. Now we definitely want to fill this in quite a bit. I'm not going too light the way I did with the first layer, but I still am giving a little bit of depth here. So I am going a little darker closer to the edge. And now you can see that second layer is so beautiful. This really is starting to look like a coneflower. Now I'm going to use the open circle layer of this stencil set, and I'm going to be filling this in with some warm cocoa ink. I'm going to be working mostly around the perimeter, so I'm going a little heavier in the perimeter, leaving it a little bit lighter in the center. So you can see I'm working my way completely around first, but I am going to fill in that center because we're going to do another layer on top, and I do want color all over it, but along the edge is darker than in the center. Gives it a little bit of depth that way. And then for my final layer, I've chosen from the 4 different centers on that last stencil, and I'm using the one with the large dots. Now you do have to be careful not to get it off the edge here, your ink. So I'm using 2 Post-it notes to just cover those areas, and that's going to protect the rest of the cardstock and the flower from getting any dark ink on there. My color is going to be dark chocolate. It's a great companion color for that warm cocoa. And I'm going to go first in a counterclockwise move here, and then I'm going clockwise afterwards to make sure that these get filled in a much more solid way. So going back and forth, clockwise, counterclockwise, it'll fill in completely. And you can see this flower now is so pretty just the way it is. You could leave it like that, pop a greeting on, and you're done. But I decided to use a gel pen. So I'm accenting all around these dots with a white gel pen, and then I'm going to accent all of the petals as well. Now here's a few tips and tricks for making your gel pens work better. The one I'm using here is the Uniball Signo gel pen. I really like this one, but there are lots of great white gel pens out there. Tip 1 is to make sure that you start your gel pen on a little bit of rougher cardstock to get the gel flowing. And the biggest reason why gel doesn't flow out of a gel pen is because we press too hard. So if the gel isn't coming out, pull back a little on how hard you're pressing and you'll see the gel start to flow. When you're done using your gel pen, you always want to make sure that you wipe the tip off really well with a paper towel and then cap it, and always keep it capped when you're not using it. And if for any reason the gel stops flowing completely, it's either because it's empty and you've used it a lot, or the gel has hardened around the ball, and so run the tip under hot water for a little bit and keep trying to spin the ball, and that should get it flowing again. So to finish off my card, I layered it on a black panel that measures 3 7/8 of an inch by 5 1/8, and then onto a white card base. For my greeting, I cut one of our mixed messages sentiment sheets using our sentiment strip dies, and I'm just going to pop this down here a little bit underneath center off to the right. I'm going to finish it up with some disco ball sequins, and I really love using disco ball because they seem to pick up whatever colors are in your card, and in this case, they're really grabbing that beautiful plum. And then you'll notice that as I drop a sequin down, I always wipe the tip off of my pick and stick tool to make sure I don't get any glue buildup on the tip. So there's my finished card. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's 5-minute card video, and I hope you'll give this one a try. Stay tuned to my channel for more 5-minute card videos and more Stampin' Chat live videos too. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon.